What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Vinyl Brotherhood. As you can see, I have this newish album by Nada Surf titled Moon Mirror. Nada Surf is a band that I've been wanting to review for a while, so the time has come. And if you're as excited as I am, maybe you should get comfy, grab a nice hot drink, and we'll discuss this album together. So yeah, we'll get started momentarily. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Thanks for joining us for yet another music review. I appreciate your patience. We haven't been able to record or upload anything as I've been abroad, but now I'm back, and a new Nada Surf album has dropped since then. Moon Mirror is their 9th full-length record, if you're not counting the covers album. And now, Nada Surf is a band that has sort of existed in my peripherals for a few years. I'm fairly certain I didn't even listen to their previous album, a mistake I will soon be rectifying, but regardless, they are a band that have reliably recorded great albums over the years and have even penned a few of my favorite songs, such as Neither Heaven Nor Space and No Quick Fix, or Zen Brain, that's a banger. You can see Nada Surf as part of a generation of alt-rock bands, think Jimmy Eat World or Death Cab, bands that made their name around the turn of the century and have since stuck to their guns, choosing to mature their indie and power pop sound rather than ungraciously conform to the trends, as so many often do. So at this stage of their storied career, one can only wonder whether this latest entry will serve as a milestone, a turning point, or merely a tribute to diminishing returns, or possibly something in between. What surprises does Moon Mirror have in store for us? I suppose we can take this LP over to the record player, give it a spin, and find out for ourselves. Okay, let's take a look at this album art. We have what seems to be a very dark, nondescript hotel room, and all we can really see is whatever's reflected by the light of the moon. But yes, Nada Surf's Moon Mirror. Here's the back in case you're interested. The shrink wrap that it came with kind of bent it out of shape. I'm not happy about that, but it is what it is. Anyways, going into Moon Mirror, completely blind, having not listened to singles or reading up on it, I already had my expectations in place. I kind of know what a Nada Surf album is supposed to sound like at this point, and if you're in the same boat, then I've got some good news for you. You're right on the money for the most part. It's largely for the better, but this is the Nada Surf we all know and love back at it again. We know the Nada Surf hallmarks already: billowy melodies, earthy guitars, cerebral lyricism, and Matthew Caw's singing voice that I could liken to a brisk morning breeze. The same guys and the same approach to power pop are all present, but the opening moments of Second Skin shows that there's still plenty of new inspiration propelling this band forward. The song won me over pretty quickly. It's got a cool vibrato guitar effect, and Daniel Lorca's bass is bouncing all over the place. And by the time the chorus hit, the arrangement has already sent us soaring to astronomical heights. So it's a big moment that we all want from an album opener, but the fun doesn't stop there. In front of me now makes most of a neat lyrical gimmick to convey how our anxieties and the fast-paced world around us prevent us from being present in the current moment. I'm fairly certain this was the album's first single, and it isn't hard to see why, but if it were up to me, I would have opted for the album's title track, Moon Mirror. This is by no means a folk song, but I do, unless my ears lead me astray, pick up on a more classic, rootsy kind of vibe and other Dylan-esque qualities. The song, it's not complex as far as arrangement goes, but the warm jangling guitars and the well-crafted melody exhibit a time-tested rock template. Okay, so maybe it isn't the obvious lead single candidate, but it's definitely the track that got me fully on board with the album. I love this kind of song. And moving right along, a track called Losing continues this winning streak, boasting a relentless wall of noise serving as a backdrop for a stack of dreamlike vocals in motion like the ocean waves at a moderate tempo. This might actually be my favorite song on Moonmirror. As a sonic experiment, I find it to be very successful, and I think it really manages to stand out from the rest of their work. Not that the more classic Nada Surf fare has gone stale, as we are shown in the song, The One You Want. This is a really solid track that does a great job in presenting a sense of urgency and intensity throughout the verse sections, and then contrasting it with a more melodic and memorable chorus. On the not as positive side, some songs didn't really have the same kind of impact on me. Intel and Dreams, it caught my attention just mostly as a sort of weird pastiche of Iggy Pop or something like it, but it has been the one song of the album that I haven't really looked forward to listening to during my subsequent listens. And also, speaking of subsequent listens, it's become more and more apparent to me that the album struggles to stick the landing. Something happens halfway through New Propeller where I kind of start to check out, as if the album has already used up its best ideas. Some songs even start to resemble the Nada Surf hits of yesterday a bit, which unfortunately tempts me to put down Moonmirror and just go listen to 80 Windows for the millionth time. Or perhaps the issue lies in how Kaw's philosophical bent so often feels as fluffy and lightweight as Nada Surf's music, like it's merely positive for the sake of positivity rather than as like a byproduct of a certain situation or a greater truth. It's one thing to have an optimistic outlook, but eventually you find yourself kind of slowly sliding from being idealistic to just dishonest. But I guess that's not really fair either. There's plenty of bittersweetness on this album that comes from a real enough place, so this is starting to seem more like a me problem more than anything. And regardless, the lyrics still present themselves with a maturity and an artfulness that is to be expected from a seasoned veteran like Matthew Caws. I can comfortably say that Nada Surf is no problem in making sure that they've got the basics down, and maybe the songs aren't as immediate or as riff-oriented as their early records, but let's be honest, they left that path years, even decades ago, and they've come to place more emphasis on both kind of refining their aesthetic and their ideas. And I really do mean that. Moonmirror sounds pretty much exactly how I like my rock records to sound. The guitar tones are crisp and warm and immaculate without losing their character. That's what I like to call the human element. Every creative choice is made to best serve this humble collection of approachable pop rock tunes. And perhaps at this point in the story of Nada Surf, one could hope for some drastic evolution of sorts, but that clearly isn't the goal of Moonmirror. But thankfully, the songs are fresh, they're strong enough to be memorable, and the band sounds invested where so many others would have otherwise sound bored. So with that being said, Moonmirror's greatest accomplishment may be in reminding us why we like Nada Surf so much in the first place. These aren't the songs I would use if I were looking to get someone else interested in the band, but as someone who's been listening to their music for years, I see this album as being very worthwhile and a strong and respectable late career entry for Nada Surf. So I have a couple more thoughts that I want to leave you with, so let's grab our LP and head on back. So I'm feeling pretty good about this one. Just to recap, Moonmirror isn't perfect, and it's not some kind of earth-shattering effort by the band or in general even, but it fulfills its promises and achieves its goals, as humble as they may be. I like these songs, they put a big smile on my face, and they've got me excited about Nada Surf again. And also, it's not just a solid record from an accomplished group, but in listening to these songs, you can't help but get the feeling that these guys too are still pretty excited about Nada Surf, and that's awesome to see 30 years into the band's lifetime. So I think Moonmirror just barely slides into 8th territory. I'm glad to have picked it up, and if you're a fan of the band or an appreciator of well-crafted guitar pop, then I'm sure you will enjoy it as well. So those are my thoughts on Moon Mirror. I'd love to know yours, so feel free to share them in the comments below. And remember to like and subscribe while you're down there if you don't mind. I guarantee your life will improve for the better. Keep your eyes peeled because we've got more coming very soon right here on YouTube. And as a reminder, we are also on Instagram if you'd like to check us out over there. But that's all I've got for today. Do me a big favor and please enjoy the rest of your weekend. I appreciate you all. Thanks for watching. We'll see you right here at the Vinyl Brotherhood very soon.